Hey guys, we are back for our second pour. Here is the second vase we're going to be pouring on today. Very simple, straightforward design. Took me a while to find something that I could put it on top of that would balance, and what I came up with is a couple of cat food cans. Just taped them together with some painter's tape, and I'm gonna have to rebalance this with my, oh, look at that. Can you guys see that? First try. I want to make sure that it is level, so putting the level on it just to make sure that it is, and it looks like we're good. Let me turn it this way. Not so much when I turn it this way. Let's see what I can do here. Alright, good there. I turn it to you. And it's good there too. Alright, we got it. Now, I'm going to change your angle today because the way the video was the last time, I didn't like how you couldn't see the canvas manipulation as well. But for the pouring, we're going to pour from this direction, then I will put you up above so that you can look directly down on the canvas when I do the manipulation. So, tonight, as I said, we are using the Artist Loft Ready Mix paints, and this is the color that I'm having the problem with. This one says it's bright blue. However, when I use this, it normally looks like it's black. So I'm interested in using it on the clear vase in hopes that it being clear, maybe some light will shine through and it will come out a little lighter. So we're using the bright blue. We are also using the phthalo blue. It is a much lighter blue shade. Maybe you can see it that. More like a cobalt blue. Then we are using violet, purple. And last but not least, we are using, I'm not even going to show you that. That bottle is so empty. Gold. Old gold is what they're calling it. But going to bring some sparkle into it. So that's what we're going to go with. I looked it up, and this is a 12 by 12 canvas. According to the cheat sheet that I use, that I found on Pinterest, for a 12 by 12, they're saying 5 ounces is enough. But since we are going to be dripping it onto here and then onto the canvas, I think we're going to go to 8. I'm going to say 3 ounces for this and then 5 for this. You know what? We're going to go to 9. I honestly would rather have too much than too little. So, the first one in is the last one out. So I think I'm going to use the gold. And I am going to layer this very carefully, not just throw it in the cup. But please enjoy the music while I load this cup. Okay guys, we are back, and as you can see I have my cup of paint poured. Give me just a second because I do want to guys, we are level. So here we go with this one. Let's see how it turns out. Alright guys, again, I don't want to overdo it, so we're just going to let that go. Now one thing I do want to tell you is before I covered these with paint, I not only washed and dried them all, but I also took a paper towel that was soaked in rubbing alcohol and made sure that the outside was totally covered with rubbing alcohol. That takes all the fingerprint, oils, and any dust that might be on the paintings. It just helps take that off of there, so it won't stop the paint from sticking to the glass. If there was an oily fingerprint, it literally could run right around that fingerprint and not cover it at all. So, I'm trying to make sure you guys can see it all. This is really pretty right there. I hope that sticks around. Oh wow. This is the best part right here. And then over here, there's a really good patch. Another thing that you guys didn't see is after I shut everything down yesterday and had gathered all my cabochons that I wanted and had cleaned up the mat, the last thing I did before I went to bed is I came in and it had stopped dripping, but there definitely were some drips just hanging there. And I don't want that kind of a top with the bumpy paint sticking up. So I just basically took my finger and just touched like one big drip. I just kind of went around and touched some of the smaller ones just to make sure that those drips weren't hanging. You know, I kind of smoothed them off, if you can call it that. But I also wanted to make sure that there was still enough paint on there that me touching it wasn't actually taking the paint off. And I did a good job. There are a couple that are a little uneven on the Pretty in Pink vase, but otherwise it's just outstanding the way it dried. So I definitely will have to follow up with this one tonight and make sure I do the same thing. Alright, I think this has calmed down enough for me. Alright, I'm going to transfer it behind me. Just needed to move the pink one away. Alright, cross your finger, guys. Don't breathe. Nobody move. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Oh, goodness. And I just know I'm getting paint everywhere when I transfer this. Alright, guys. Be back in a minute. Alright, so this is what we're left with, and that, of course, is definitely not enough paint. And I really like how the colander, no, not colander, not colander, how the strainer pour turned out last night. I'm going to grab the same strainer. We're going to put it in the middle here. Actually, sorry guys. I was kind of propping the painting up a little bit because that vase was a little heavy. So I was going to sink down the canvas and I didn't want the canvas sunk down. So I placed some coconut lime wax melts underneath it, just kind of give it some support. Alright, here we go. We're going to put the strainer in the middle, and I've got probably 3 ounces left. So let's see how it turns out. Look at all this. I don't know how well you guys can see that. Let me see if I can adjust your angle here. Alright guys, let's pull the middle out and see what we get. That's what we're looking like. I think I'm just going to turn this upside down. Alright, since I didn't attach it to my Lazy Susan this time, I'm just going to put it down. Oh, there are some air bubbles, so let's get rid of those. Alright, let's go around happens. Alright guys, let me see. I think I want it to come this way. Oh goodness. I want to slide it more down this way. I'm loving this whole side of it. That is beautiful. And even this down here, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's see if I can get it up there. Can you see those colors in that corner? Let me spin it a few more times. I'm halfway tempted, even though I like this area, I'm so tempted to kick it off there, just to stretch out this part more. Maybe just this corner. Okay, I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it right now. I think it's beautiful. There it is. It's all in picture for you guys now. Please feel free to zoom in so you can get a better look yourself. It's gonna go to bed, and this paint dries extremely fast. So, ooh, oh, Stacy. It dries extremely fast, so it should be dry by Sunday at the very latest. Probably mostly dry tomorrow. But I don't want to do the same thing I did today and put my finger in it thinking it's dry. So let's put it to bed for the night. Then I will assess what I have here. See if I can get some cabochons out of it to make some jewelry and key rings and such. And I will be right back with y'all. Hey guys, here is how the last projects turned out. And I wanted to give you a good close-up view. Also, after I show you this, I'm getting ready to do a larger project, so that's why we're here, which is the middle of my kitchen, instead of in my painting room. First off, here is the canvas. This is how it turned out. It's very pretty. Kind of reminds me of what maybe a tropical storm looks like. You know, if you're inside looking down at it or above it looking down. So that's what I decided to name it, was Tropical Storm. I know that the color is not coming out for you guys. Oh, that's such a shame. Maybe I'll take you down and let you see it this way. Hold on. All right, now we're back. So there are a lot of green tones to this. turned out really pretty. See how the center kind of stayed the same way it was when we pulled it. But it's very gold, very blingy. I think it'll be a pretty piece once it's done being varnished. This one I will varnish. 2 coats of a very high gloss varnish on this will look really good. It is already shiny because of course we used the Artist Loft ready mix paints and they already come off very shiny. But I'll throw some varnish on this just to protect the colors on it so they don't fade. I like this part over here. It just really looks like fires and flame. And don't worry, I'm not going to stick my finger in this one. It is 100% fully dry. Then to show you, since you're down anyway, these are the cabochons that I pulled, and these turned out really pretty. I mean, they're like jewels. Look at this one with the purple. You can see them better on the white background. That's why I've got them on a washcloth. But isn't that pretty? So I've got those that I'll turn into pendants or key rings or whatever. Now for the bad news. All right, you ready for the bad news? That's the bad news. No matter how pretty it looked, I mean, there's the pretty section, but you can hardly see that. It is so dark. And then, now the one part that did turn out well was the bottom. Sorry about the pink. It ended up sitting on my drying rack from the pink pour, and I didn't realize that it was going to stick. And speaking of not knowing it was going to stick, I also put with this part down on a glass plate I had, not knowing it would stick. And it stuck, so when I tried to pull it off. So I was gonna paint over this piece and try again, but unfortunately now, because I broke it, this piece is going bye-bye. But don't worry, I bought like 11 vases that day. So we'll try this again, and this time when we try it again, I'll just know to leave that bright blue color out of it, which amazes me because color says it's bright blue, but yet it comes out so dark that it eats all the other colors. So I'm really not happy that this didn't turn out well, but we'll try it again. I'm sorry that the vase didn't turn out, guys, but everything else was a definite win. I'm not too upset about it. We've got plenty of vases to come, and hopefully they will go well. I will talk to you soon. Thank you for watching.